Welcome to our pre-approval learning, the tools to foster. My name is Anna and I am one of the training leads here at Hampshire's fostering service. We're excited that you are here and taking this step into the world of fostering. You will need to watch this video before attending our virtual and in-person training sessions, as it will introduce you to some key topics and foundational knowledge. We do cover some quite emotive topics in these sessions, so please do take care of yourself and recognise if you need to step away for a couple of minutes or make a fresh cuppa. That's fine, just press pause and we'll be here when you're ready. As part of this process, you will have a reflective log to complete. This will be attached to your email about joining the sessions. These logs are your companion on your training journey. They are a space for you to document how you feel and your thoughts about each topic, and if there's anything to discuss further with your assessing social worker. We will reference them as we move through each session, so it may be handy to print them off and have them to hand. By the end of this video, you will have explored Hampshire's fostering services pre-approval training pathway, recognised the different types of fostering and care, and identified how and why children come into care. To start us off, we're going to look at your pre-approval training journey. We will see how your training will build and help you to be informed and equipped when caring for a Hampshire child. We start off with where we are today, your pre-learning video, an introduction to fostering. Next, you will join us for 2 virtual sessions. We will look at what do foster carers do and the fostering relationships. And lastly, you will join us for 2 in-person sessions. These are held at our head office in Swanwick. We will look at a loving home and therapeutic care and safer caring. Here at Hampshire's Fostering Service, we have different types of care. As we move through these next few slides, I'd really encourage you to start thinking about what type of care you could offer. Discuss it with those in your household if you are yet to make that decision. Long-term fostering. Long-term plans for the placement to continue throughout childhood until the young person leaves care. There is an aspiration that the relationship between the child and the family that's fostering them develops and lasts into adulthood. Short-term. Short-term care can mean anything from an overnight stay to a period of several months, up to 2 years. This type of care provides a temporary place to stay until the child can return home or a longer-term arrangement is made. Home from home, our specialist respite care. This service is provided to support a child's family where the child has additional needs or disability. This offers family a regular break. The arrangement will vary, but are usually a long-term match with 1 weekend a month and extra time offered during school holidays. We see some really lovely relationships flourish out of these arrangements. Overnight stay. An overnight stay, formerly known as respite care, provides short periods of care for already looked after children, giving them an opportunity to meet new people, build a sense of community, and for the main carer to have a break from their work. Emergency. Emergency placements are very much what they say they are. This could be looking after a child very last minute due to an emergency reason, and it's normally good for those who respond well in a crisis and can quickly put children at ease with uncertainty. Parent and child. You may hear this referred to as parent and baby. This is a very specialist placement looking after a young parent or parents and their child. And we also have our staying put plan and placements for unaccompanied children seeking refuge. We'll talk about those in later sessions. As a local authority, our wider fostering service also supports friend and family carers, known as our Family Connection service. We welcome any of our family connected carers that are with us today. This team helps to assess, prepare and support family and friend carers. We are one children in care service and our processes are very similar. All carers, including family and friend carers, can benefit from learning about a child's journey, which is what we're going to look at during these next few sessions. Although they are all different and are around individual circumstances, having the overall understanding of the impact can help us better support children. Connected care means that children whose parents are unable to look after them on a short or long-term basis are cared for by other relatives or other adults who have a connection to the child. Connected care may be a permanent arrangement, sometimes formalised through a legal order, or a temporary and informal one. Depending on the specific circumstances, connected carers will have different rights, responsibilities, and support available to them. We can see some of the different arrangements on the screen now. Connected care gives children the opportunity to remain with their extended family network and potentially return home to their birth family. It provides a consistent, secure, and loving home for the child. During your assessment process, for both connected and county carers, you will come into contact with some different members of the Children in Care team. Here we have a list of some of these professionals, the acronyms you may see, and what their role is. Firstly, we have our recruitment officers and our family practitioners, formerly CFSWs. These may be the first people you have contact with, either in person or over the phone. They will help to kickstart your assessment and make sure you have all your initial questions answered. Next up, you will meet your assessing social worker. They are your main point of contact during your assessment journey and will complete home visits to learn all about you. They will complete their assessment and all the necessary checks and references, getting you ready for panel. Our panel members are independent people who are or have often been involved in fostering or social care. They will review the assessment, ask questions, and put recommendations forward around the care and support you provide. For our county carers, you will have contact with the Placement Commissioning Team, PCT. We'll hear a little bit more about them in a short while. However, they are the main team who contact carers around finding a home for a child. Once you've been approved at panel, both connected and county carers will be handed over to our district teams. There will be a handover meeting between your assessment social worker and your new supervising social worker, SSW, who will continue to support you and undertake regular supervisions whilst you are a carer with Hampshire. You will also have contact with the child social worker. This is separate to your supervising social worker as they are there to support the child and ensure their needs are being met. And the last person on our pie chart is a Hive carer support worker. These are experienced carers who oversee a designated hive in their local area. Our hives are made up of to 20 families, all within the fostering role. They are a mix of connected and county carers and often meet for family events and support. If you are interested in becoming part of a hive, please discuss with your social worker. Following on from the professionals you may meet, this is an overview of the assessment process for a county foster carer. There are lots of elements to the assessment, with this training being a key part of it. Firstly, we have the first point of contact. This could be an inquiry online or via phone. We also might meet you out and about in the community, as we often have recruitment stands promoting awareness of our service. We then start the initial application, where you may meet our recruitment team, and then this moves into the assessment stage. And next, you can see their panel, approval, and where your real fostering journey begins. As we mentioned, there are many checks and paperwork elements to the assessment process. This is so we know all about you before we place a child in your care. It can ensure that you are in a good position to look after and care and support for a child. This slide highlights the different stages and some of the key paperwork you may have to complete. Some of this paperwork will also be completed as part of the Connected Care assessment as well. If the route of a family-connected carer is followed, the team will support those identified as carers through the assessment process. Part of this is choosing whether to be a special guardian or a connected carer. We have further training and support on the special guardian process. If this is something you are considering, please speak with your assessing social worker and they can go into more depth about what this means. For connected care, the assessment is similar to that of a county carer. You will still attend panel so they can agree with the completed assessment and make any recommendations. And once a decision has been made, you will then be handed over to our district fostering teams and supported by a supervising social worker with the same support and learning and development opportunities available to county carers. The main difference during your assessment period could be that you already have a child in your care. This happens under different regulations as it was deemed as appropriate or necessary at the time care proceedings are taking place. Now we're going to look in more detail about why children come into care. There are lots of myths and misconceptions about a child's journey into the care system, but a child can become looked after by their local authority for many different reasons. Some children may need time away from home temporarily, whereas others might move towards long-term care or await adoption. Some may have experienced neglect, trauma, or pain. Some may have parents who need support with their own health, their own mental health, or have a history of substance misuse or domestic abuse. Some may have suffered non-accidental injuries. Some may only recently be known to children's services, whereas other families may have been known across several generations. It's easy to think that a child has come into care through the fault of the parent, but this isn't always the case, and we're not here to blame anyone. This can be a sensitive subject to cover, as it can be a challenge to think of a child experiencing these things, especially if it is a child that is close to us. However, it's important for all of us to understand why a child may have come into care, as the things they have experienced can impact them in the short, medium, and longer term. So we need to consider as carers how best to support them. Here are some further reasons we might see a child come into care. As you can see, there are many and the needs are varied across each family. Ultimately, it's about risk of significant harm to that child. Now we know a bit more about why children come into care. We're going to look at how a child may come into care and the process that you as a carer may follow. On the screen, we have two different categories, voluntary and compulsory. Voluntary, you may also have heard of this as a Section 20 agreement. This is where the person or people with parental authority give their consent for a public authority to accommodate their child. Compulsory covers a lot of our court orders such as police protection, emergency care order, interim care order, or full care order. A court makes an order to place a child in the care of the public authority if it decides that a child is suffering or likely to suffer significant harm. If a child is referred to Children's Services, they will be put through to our Multi-Agency Safeguarding Hub, MASH, and this referral can be made from any agency or a concerned individual. If they are deemed as needing support, this will trigger a referral to the local CAS team, Children Assessment and Safeguarding Team. They will be recommended either a child protection plan or child in need plan, where support will be given. The plans are reviewed regularly with the parents' involvement. However, if parents do not engage with the plan or if sustained progress isn't made, this can result in the local authority initiating care proceedings. This brings in the compulsory element we have just looked at. A public law outline process will start and a letter of intent issued to parents. Assessments will be completed and evidence gathered, and we will try and make sure the decision made is supporting the best outcome for the child. As part of this process, alternative carers will also be discussed and assessed. People such as family members or those close to the child. This decision will then shape which route of care can be made, a referral to the Family Connection Service, or whether placement commissioning team need to search for care outside of the family. It's important to remember these child plans are not linear and neither is progress, and the level of support can be offered over a long period of time. If it is deemed that care outside of the home is the most appropriate route for the child, the children's social worker will request a placement by contacting the placement commissioning team. In this request, the social worker will be asked to provide information about the child, the type of placement sought, the care plan, the date by which the placement is required, the likely length of time, and the expected level of contact between child and parents. The social worker should also complete an assessment in relation to any risk or behaviours. The placement commissioning team will then look at a suitable place and match children coming into care, with every effort being made to ensure a child's placement has the best chance of success. When the team receive an incoming referral, they identify a positive match with an available family or residential home. They look at key information and compare it to the suitability of available placements. For example, a child with physical disabilities would need a home suitably adapted to meet their needs. The team identify placements for foster care and residential, as well as responding to other local authorities for children placed out of area. The placement team will check whether an in-house placement is available. If such, the social worker is notified accordingly and a phone call made to the foster carer identified. When finding a home for children, proximity to schools, family and friends is taken into consideration, as well as age and needs. Once a carer is identified, a placement planning meeting will be held before a child is placed, or within 72 hours of the child arriving. This gives an opportunity for all information to be shared and any required actions to be agreed upon. Relevant paperwork and delegated authority will be shared, as well as making sure carers have all the contact details for the professionals they may need. During the initial stages of your assessment, it may feel like there's lots of information to take in. We're aware of this, so at Hampshire we provide lots of wraparound training and support. Some examples are on the screen now. We've already met our Hive Carer support workers, but they are part of a larger network called the Hampshire Hives, a pioneering project they were really proud of and like to boast about. If you would like to become part of a hive in your local area, please speak to your social worker. Next up is your supervising social worker. When you are through panel, they are your go-to for everything and the first port of call. They are there to supervise you, support you, and help you in your role as a carer. We also offer the opportunity to be matched with an experienced foster carer one-to-one, your foster carer buddy, who will be there at the end of the phone or over a coffee to help support you. As a Hampshire carer, you are also automatically enrolled into a Foster Talk membership. Foster Talk are independent to the local authority and they offer all sorts of independent advice, from counselling to legal or financial. As a fostering service, we also offer local support groups. These could be if you provide a specific type of care, such as parent and child, or you are a connected carer, and gives you another chance to link in with other carers in your position. Please speak to your social worker for further details of these support groups. We now have 2 phone helplines for our carers. There is our Children's Services Out of Hours helpline. This is our out of hours number you can call outside of working hours for support and advice. This line is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so someone is available even in the middle of the night or during a bank holiday. In addition to this, and for non-emergency phone calls, we have our fostering support line. This operates in the evenings and weekends and is manned by an experienced member of the fostering team. They are there to help you with any general advice or behaviour support. We like to support our carers through their whole journey. Details of all this support and how to access it will be provided by your assessing or your supervising social worker. Further to the support we provide, your learning and development journey is just beginning. We start here at you watching this video. After this, you can attend 2 virtual sessions. These are delivered over 2 evenings via Microsoft Teams. Hopefully, you will have already booked on. Once you've completed the virtual sessions, we meet in person for 2 full days of training. This is held at our head office in Swanwick. The face-to-face sessions are 2 full Saturdays and we have lots to cover. The topics for all the sessions can now be seen on screen. And your learning journey doesn't end here. Once you've been approved at panel, we move through an essential training checklist. There are courses on our learning zone available to all carers, both county and connected. You will be guided through these pathways by your supervising social worker. Now is a good point to bring out your reflective log. Are there any topics you need to reflect on, or that you'd like to discuss further? Or use it to even just note down your initial thoughts and feelings. If you have any further questions on your learning and development journey, please contact the training team at fostering.training@hants.gov.uk. If you have any further general fostering questions or information you would like, we really encourage you to talk to your assessing social worker. They will provide any support that you need. We are passionate about our carers here at Hampshire, and we want to make sure that we are with you every step of the way. There's no question too big or too small. Thank you for watching the video today, and we look forward to seeing you on the next step, our virtual training session.